so much for joining me on this next installment of Coming Clean on Crowdfunding, where we hear from Ferd Crôtte, author of Mission 51. And I am particularly excited to be speaking with Ferd, first because the internet gods have been conspiring against us for so long, and it took us a million years to finally get together, but perhaps more importantly, he has a very unique experience. Ferd came to Inkshares by way of contest, like many of us do, but where his experience differs is that he managed to raise more than 180 pre-orders for his book and then decided to not continue crowdfunding. So he stopped his campaign, and so he's here with us today to tell us about why he did that, as well what he's going to be doing differently the second time round. So we're very lucky to have Ferd here with us today. First question.
Could you please introduce yourself and your book in 30 seconds or less?
I'm Ferd Crôtte. My friends call me Ferd, and I'm the author of Mission 51. Mission 51 is story alien who landed in the American desert Southwest in 1954. It's the story as it was told to me by his translator and friend, Dr. Lid Altare. The story starts with a glimpse of his home planet and its politics, and then moves on to the 50 light-year voyage from their planet to ours. It parallels the immigrant story that many of us have lived.
Why did you choose to crowdfund Mission 51 as opposed to pursue a more traditional publishing path?
I just simply didn't have time to do the traditional published path. You know, first of all, I didn't have a finished written book. You know, I had self-published a little books. I had figured that part out, and I was eventually going to write this novel and eventually self-publish it. But when I ran into Inkshares last February, I was just blown away by the business model of it. There was a contest going on halfway through the Nerdist Space Opera contest. So I decided this is the time. I'm jumping in. And well, I learned a few things after that, you know, that wasn't the right way to do an Inkshares project. But I learned a lot, you know, and now I'm ready.
What's been your biggest lesson or your biggest screw up to date?
Well, you know, I have a full-time job like most of us do. And then writing a novel is a full-time job. And crowdfunding is a full-time job. So I just simply didn't have time for all of it. I eventually pulled my project from Inkshares, and when I did, it was the right decision. I then had time to sit, write, do a good job of the writing. That's really the first thing. So I feel strongly that an Inkshares project should be complete or nearly complete before you start funding, and then you can devote full time to a funding campaign. I think one is more likely to be successful.
What's one strategy that you tried to get pre-orders and to gain supporters that didn't work?
I tried a Facebook ad, and it cost a little money, and it got me zero return. So I really don't believe in any of that. I think really it's networking with people you know in one way or another.
When you are ready to go forward for your second time with Mission 51, what's one thing that you're going to do, or what's something that you're going to do differently?
Well, first of all, I have a finished product, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm more excited about it, so I think I can generate more excitement in turn. I will be addressing my networks on a more one-to-one basis rather than generic announcements.
Is that over email? Is that instant message? Or what does that look like?
I've learned from my kids that each one of them like to be contacted in different ways. And I think that applies to everybody. So some of it will be phone calls, some of it will be email, some of it will text, you know, the ways I know that people connect.
If you could go back in time and tell yourself one thing before you kicked off crowdfunding the first time around, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself now, hold back, write your book, put it in draft mode, generate some interest, get some followers, you know, learn the system, the Inkshares system, and after some time, click go. When I pulled it, I had 183 pre-orders. That's not too bad, but I was beat by then. I was beat, you know. I really was glad when I pulled it. And it's that tells me a lot, that I didn't do it right.
And what's the one thing you loved most about this journey so far?
Oh, no question about it. For me, it's connecting with people. I am a true believer of the journey rather than the destination. So meeting with people in every walks of the Inkshare community and the artist community has been really great. And I love being part of it.
Thank you so much, Ferd, for sharing that with us. I'm very excited to follow along your journey and see what you do with Mission 51. I know I'm not alone when I say that. For those of you who are watching, please remember to subscribe. We're going to have lots of authors who are sharing their experience with us so that we can all become better crowdfunders and be more successful with our own books. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching.